everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and I have a layout today for Lottie Loves Paper. It's 2 more foundation pages for my December album, and I'm using a mixture of crepe paper Hey Santa and Cocoa Vanilla Studio Merry and Bright. So I am doing 2 more foundation pages today. So on the left hand side I have a white page, and on the right hand side I have a patterned paper background. I'm going to do it backwards again and start with the right hand page, so page 14, because I have an idea that I want to do lots of little tiny envelopes. Now I have recently treated myself to a We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. Now I always thought, why would I need one of these? I'd seen other people use them for big envelopes, and I thought, well, if I need an envelope that kind of size, I can just cut one on my silhouette. Well, anyway, I thought I might get one because it makes making envelopes really super easy, whereas when I make them on my silhouette, for example, it's hard to get the finished size that I want. I can never quite figure out what size to cut. Anyway, so I thought this envelope punch board might make things easier. So I did a bit of research anyway, and I found they do a mini one. So actually this is the mini one. I don't need the big one really, because I really just want to use envelopes for my scrapbooking rather than for like actually sending letters. So I bought the mini one, and I can't believe how cute it is and how cool, and how easy it is to make envelopes. So it just has a little size guide on there. It tells you what size the finished size of the envelope will be, or actually it's the size of the internal card, you just it tells you the size. So it tells you the size of the finished envelope, then it tells you what size you need to cut your paper, and then it tells you your score line, your first score line. So you just follow that guide, and it can do envelopes from teeny tiny 1-inch size up to 4 inches square, and they do it does other sizes in between as well, so like 3 by 4, that kind of thing. So not so rectangular ones as well as square. So I have made 9 little, I think they're about 1.5 inches, let me measure, envelopes. 1.25 they are, I have cut those using a mixture of papers from Crepe Paper Hey Santa and CVS Merry and Bright, and then I've done the same envelope size for all of them. And then I'm just arranging them in a grid fashion onto my pattern paper background there. So you can see some of the papers I've used are double-sided, so I've used some of the 12 by 12 papers rather than the 6 by 8s, and some are single-sided because I have used the 6 by 8s, and I'm putting a closure on all of the lowest 6 ones, so basically a sticker of some description. I'm trying to use some of the metallic stars by Cocoa Vanilla, but they are not sticky, so I'm just having to stick those myself, and the idea is that I really stick the top section firmly, and then the bottom section has a little bit less sticky, and I just do that by putting my fingertip over the sticky section a little bit like that. So that will then form a closure. So my plan for this day is to take lots of little photos. I believe the 14th is a Monday. Let me just check my calendar. Yes, it's a Monday, which means I do my laundry, my washing on a Monday, so I might not have particularly exciting photos, but perhaps instead of the boring laundry stories of a Monday, I could do photos of my favourite decorations, or that, we'll have lots of little photos. Okay, so I've put a closure on the bottom 6 envelopes. I'm leaving the top 3 envelopes open, and I've cut a small card to go inside every single envelope. So some of them are pattern paper, some are white card, some are pink card, and on the top 3 envelopes, because they are staying open and they don't need to open and close, they are being embellished on the outside as well. So I'm just putting some little bits and pieces, all a mixture of Merry and Bright and Hey Santa, and they're just going to go directly onto those envelopes. Now this page is going to be an outside of the page protector page, so it's going to back onto a layout that's not going to be page protector. So these 2 pages, page 14 and 15, will have an extra binding piece on the left hand side to allow it to go into the ring bind album. anyway, so this is obviously a really interactive page because of the lots of little envelopes. So yeah, I wanted it to be outside of the page protector, not stuck inside the page protector. Okay, so I'm just distressing the edges. It's going to sit on a pink background, which I haven't done yet, so I'm just going to leave that to one side. I'll add that in the next video. And now I need to move on to the next page. So sorry, the previous page, page 13. So I have this piece of white cardstock. It has a mark on it. I've tried to rub it off about 25 times during this video, but it's really bothering me because it's in the middle of the book, came with this dot, dark dot, in the, like, right, not quite in the middle, but not on an edge either. So, and I try to rub it off every time I use a piece of this cardstock. So anyway, I have to be creative and make sure that I cover it up. I couldn't, what I decided to do in the end for this page, page 13, it's a weekend page, so I wanted extra space for photos, but I needed to really cover up this dot, and what I decided to do was to create this little tag book with all these tags from Crate Paper Hey Santa. They're all cut from one of the cut apart sheets. I have one large tag and more ones. So I'm going to distress the edges of all of those and then punch holes in them all, and then tie them together with red twine. And somehow I need to attach these to this page in such a way that I can easily access it and put it out and flip over to look at the photos or the journaling. So this is probably where my photos are going to go. Now every tag is really cute and has something pretty on the A side. The B side is quite dark. It's a darker greeny colour. So I just need to think about what I'm going to do. Am I going to add photos there? Am I going to add my journaling there? I probably can't write directly onto it, so I just probably need to add some white bits there and here and there. So you can see that I'm still struggling with my background page. I decided to cover the whole thing in vellum, and I had a go at the Crate Paper Hey Santa vellum and didn't like it. It was too it didn't work for what I was hoping to achieve. So I've just gone for a plain vellum, and I've just stuck that completely over the background. I've just stuck it, I haven't stuck it completely, just tacked it in place. So I've tacked it in place around the edges, and I'm going to sew it with my sewing machine. So basically I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get my little tag book in there, and I've decided that I'm going to create a little pocket like that in the top of the vellum, and the reason that I don't want it too far down is so that I can easily reach in and get this. This is the page that's going to be inside a page protector, so I need to make sure that the interactive part is easily accessible and I don't have to remove from the page protector. Guys, I'm really sorry, I'm having issues with my sound again. I don't seem to be able to solve this problem. Basically my software is just really glitching, so every time it glitches then it knocks out the sound, so I'm sorry this is a bit disjointed. I'm just going to have to power through, I'm afraid, because I don't seem to be able to I don't seem to have a way to fix it at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to magically resolve itself, but at the moment I'm struggling a bit. So what I've done is I've stitched around 3 sides of the vellum, the 3 edges, and then can you just about see to the right of the tags I've put some horizontal stitches, and I've done that underneath where the tags are and then 2 places to the right, so it's kind of a design feature, but it actually also creates this little pocket. If I was to put sequins in the pocket, then they would all fall through right to the bottom of the vellum, but because it's a tag book it's just going to sit in there really nicely. So it was a really great way to get in some stitching and some sewing, some design features, but also it did the double job of also creating a little pocket without it being 3 sides, which is what I would normally do. So this was quite a nice way of doing that, and it looks really nice. I'm really happy with how it looks. So my tag will now easily come in and out of that vellum pocket, and I can flip through, add my photos and journaling, and then I have this fabulous little this little pocket. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. So I just wanted to create a small notch out of the vellum, and then failed because my punch is quite old and not very sharp, so it didn't go through the vellum. It kind of almost tore it and scrunched it up. So what I had to do is I had to put in a piece of cardstock and punch through the card and the vellum together, and then that way it goes through okay. So I did that, saved it, it looked okay. I'm happy that I didn't have to redo the whole page. And that is that page complete, and then my page 14 is complete as well. It's in a page protector right now just because I haven't completed the next page that it's going to go on. But that is me done. So that is page 13 complete. 13 is complete with the little tag book that you can see there, and there is my page 14 with all my cute little envelopes. I'm so happy with this page, it's so adorable. And that's me done. So thank you very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Lottie Loves Paper.